Ibokwanu. Ibokwanu. Ibokwazonu. Appreciate you guys for being here. This is my presentation about building wealth and changing lives from college student to wealth creator. So just about empowering Nigerian students to build wealth, legacy, and freedom. And it's by me, David Ifedibarealty. I'm a national certified school psychologist and a licensed California real estate agent. Been doing both careers for almost 4 years now. Well, for 4 years now, actually. Top left photo is when I finished my undergrad at UC Riverside. This one was my current photo with my branding / my LLC, and this is for my master's when I finished last May. So you'll see how everything kind of ties in together here. Just a disclaimer, this is a financial literacy workshop. Do with the information whatever you think is best, but don't come back to me saying, David told me this, and it's his idea, and I'm going to sue him. So, yeah. But who am I? I'm going to just start there. Just a little flashback, actually. Easy probably knows these days, because he's seen me in the trenches. December 2020, January 2021, I was broke. I was 6 months off of my undergrad. Student loan payments were due. This is a journal entry, actually, from back then, that time. It was New Year's 2021. I said I'm broke as fuck. I need a new car desperately. I was driving my dad's old Mercedes back then, which was breaking down every 2 seconds on the freeway, and boom, 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 just all kinds of crazy noises. I had credit card debt. Had over $23,000 in debt, actually, from student loans and credit cards, and I didn't know how the hell to pay any of it. So I'm like, I don't know whether to keep working or to collect EDD, which is like unemployment, because back then Trump was doing the extra money thing. Times are tough right now financially, but I pray strongly to the good Lord to keep me optimistic and provide the avenues I need for success. Maybe I should have stayed at MTA. MTA was my former employer that I left that same month in December. It was what I thought was my dream job, but it turned out to be very toxic. I said, but substitute teaching will start soon, and everything happens for a reason. It's day one, and I want to start off right and achieve all the goals that I have. God will show me the way, and my actions will go along with His desire for me. Here's to an amazing year. And this kind of set the tone for the rest of the year, and it's really beautiful to see. But this is actually one from my shift at DD's Discount. This is the ones off. It's off of Rosecrans and Gardena. I worked there for 7 months, from January of 2021 to July of 2021. And then this was my time, about 2 months or so, at Amazon Prime Warehouse, where I was packing groceries in the freezer aisle, putting them into cars, and just listening to podcasts, just kind of envisioning the future for myself. So that's why I wanted to kind of paint this picture before I go into the next slide and how my journey kind of goes together, because I feel like college students can relate. So my career and my journey since then, I graduated from UC Riverside, and I work for my family business. Me and my brother here, we do real estate, especially through my dad. He's a real estate investor and a property manager as well, and a licensed contractor. So moved back home in March of 2020, did the rest of my quarter online. And then when I moved back home, immediately almost, it was like, you're gonna work for the family business. And I was like, what are we doing here? He was like, you're gonna go to this construction site I have, 6:30 a.m., open up the gates for the workers, talk to them from 6 to 10, do your classes online, everything. I was like, wow, okay. That kind of threw me in. But it got me interested in real estate. And I just finished my undergrad, you still need work experience. And for me, it was really, really crucial. And it was really important that I got that experience. I started shadowing a broker that my dad referred me to, a real estate broker. I shadowed him for 6 months. And then in April 2021, I got my real estate license. I got my new car that I have now, and I got admission into my master's program, all within a week of each other. So I was really on it. Yeah, so that journal entry you saw, 4 months later, I achieved all that. Yeah, it's just 4 months. June and July of that year, I left DD's Discounts. I already got dismissed from Amazon, actually, because I was reading too much. I was reading about real estate, stocks, how to get ahead in life, all that stuff. So it really was, I was planning my escape mentally, So that firing was actually a realigning, because I got into substitute teaching 2 weeks later, and that tripled my income back then, which was a lot. So yeah, got my first listings as well. So my first house for sale as a realtor. That's the next month. I joined the team, and then boom, here's a listing in Compton, sell it. So I started to learn about real estate. I had a team leader. She wasn't the best, but still was able to really just figure it out. Closed that in October of that year. Was still doing graduate school, trying to figure out life, substitute teaching, everything. Fast forward 3 years later, I'm hitting my stride a little bit now. This April last year, I closed 1.3 million in transaction volume. May last year, like I said, I finished my master's. And then overall, I ended up closing just 2024 alone with 3.2 mil in real estate sales volume. So just consistency, hard work, trial and error really made me where I am today, and just like that, like determination. So a little bit about me. Like I said already, been a licensed agent since 2021. I'm currently a nationally certified school psychologist. Got my master's at Long Beach State, as mentioned before. Working for a team, Power Real Estate Group, since 2021 as well, under our brokerage called Real Brokers Technologies. Over 5 years of experience now with property management sales, leasing, buying and selling, not just in California, but Texas and Florida. And we can also do it around like the US as well. Completed nearly $10 million in sales volume. And then me and my brother did Airbnb. Ifani, he's our middle brother. And then I have an LLC with my real estate business with my DBA as deals with Dave, which is that picture and the key in the hat that you see right there. So currently working on my license as a broker. I have my own team, and I want to make sure that I can bring people under me to train and to learn about real estate and give you guys that knowledge about home buying, you know, and because as I go through this presentation, you'll see school doesn't teach you everything that you need to go to. That's why a lot of these sessions, like, it's great for the knowledge, but I feel like the practical, like our dad always tells us, you can have the degree, but if you don't know what to do with it or how to navigate it, it's not gonna make you nothing. He got a degree in geography, he doesn't use it, and he still makes more than doctors and lawyers combined. So it's really more about application than knowledge and theory, especially when it comes to real estate, which we know is a proven time and time again source to get wealthy in the US. So that's what I'm really, really passionate about, as well as being a school psychologist as well, with working with kids. So just some icebreakers here for you two who are here. Just a few questions to kind of warm us up. Myth or fact, you need to graduate and get a high-paying job before you can start investing? Okay, myth, good. Yeah, that's correct. You can start investing right now. $20 a day, $20 a week, or however much you choose, you can start investing. And I'll show you the different forms of investments in real estate as it pertains to. Myth or fact, building wealth is only for people who are naturally good at math, finance, or business. Awesome. Yes, anybody can be an investor. It's obviously a low barrier of entry, but as long as you have the right mindset, the tools, the knowledge, everything can be done. Myth or fact, real estate is one of the best ways to build generational wealth. Yes, facts. So real estate has been tried and true and tested to be the best ways. You can pass on to your kids, pass on to great grandkids. Trust fund babies are a thing. They're making money because their investments are from their great grandparents, and they still have those dividends and trust funds and everything. So real estate is tried and true for that, for sure. All right, real talk. What they don't teach us in school, which is what I really wish we had more people here, because I keep going to the idea of how do we build wealth, and how do we keep wealth, you know? It's great, again, to get a degree. Like, my master's has honestly been the bigger wealth builder for me than my bachelor's. The bachelor's gets you into the workforce, but you still need to have experience in numerous things to be able to build a solid income that will get you into real estate, you know? So what they don't teach us in school, number one, is real wealth. Number two, buying a home. Number three, how money works and operates and grows for you and works for you to work harder for you than you are working right now. Last thing, how to invest and how to set up multiple streams of income and how to own your time, your future, and your life. I have these images here because these are sessions that I've had. This first one here was the Nigerian, the summer camp for EBOS. I did a summer financial literacy session there too. Was it 3 years now or 2 years now? I don't remember. I think 2 years ago. This was when I was a substitute teacher. I had kids who I told them that I was a realtor and they wanted to learn more about real estate. So I held an after school kind of financial literacy intervention with them for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They learned about flipping, they learned about just the basics about real estate building that I'll teach you guys here too. And then these pictures are from the 3 home buying workshops that I've had over the years. So I had this one, this is my very first one, June of 2023. This was last year, March of 2024. And then this was 2 weeks ago actually at my house with that. Izu was actually there, of course. And so I've been consistently giving that knowledge back, and it's been really beautiful to literally see it grow amongst the years. So I became passionate about it because as I kind of became grown, I would say, or into like the workforce and everything, I saw how much I didn't know and how much school did not teach me. And I was really pissed off. Like I was doing taxes and I was like, I don't know that you can write off all this, or I didn't know how much I was gonna pay, or I didn't know how much real estate could benefit me. People just teach you how to get a job, work, but they don't teach you how to write off these things and how powerful the vehicles like real estate can be to get to that next level. So that's what I became really passionate about. I want to go back to being Nigerian and our superpowers. There's a picture that's supposed to load. But basically, in our culture, obviously, hustling, ambition, power, intelligence is really key. We are also just known as resilient people, especially as it comes to just being Igbo. And the thing is that we can't lose it. We have to be able to leverage it and be able to push through that into like the next generation and keep that focus going. I always want to tell people to remember to stand out. So like, I wasn't born in America, I was born in Nigeria, but even when people tell me, oh, what are you? I say Nigerian first. You know, I don't claim the American standard. I mean, yes, it's great for like the benefits, I guess, but I mean, I'm Nigerian through and through. My name is Ugonna Ifedibarealty David, you know, so I give that. And so when you're Nigerian, first carry yourself with grace and power in your roots and your ancestors, because we are living our ancestors' wildest dreams. Probably 100 years ago, they didn't think that we'd be in this newfound land doing what we're doing. But we really have to be mindful of that and to take full advantage of that while we're here. So remember that your identity is equal to your power. Where most college students mess up, and where I messed up, was getting into the trap of debt. Living off loans, credit card debt, no plan for financial like independence and freedom, waiting too long to invest or save. Like you guys saw in the first few slides, I came out with $23,000 in debt. I did not know that you could adjust how much financial aid or loans that you were taking while I was in school. If it wasn't for my ex that I was dating at the time, who worked for the financial aid office, that told me that you can edit and change, I would have finished maybe like 35,000. Like quite literally, she saved me thousands of dollars. And the little things I learned too about credit card debt, like I got my first credit card summer of 2018. I think my limit was like $1,000. I moved into a new house off campus, and I just spent boom, 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 bought new pillows, got a new mattress, all that stuff. But the next week came by, it's like, oh, your bill is due $100. I was like, wait, and I thought this was free money. I didn't know I had to pay it back. So that caught me off guard, you know, and it built this like debt cycle of, you know, spend what you think you have and then you figure it out later to pay it off. I remember if it wasn't for the pandemic, I would have gone, I think March 2020, I was planning to like go to Mexico with like, I think $150 and like my credit limit left, which is insane. But I just said, F it, you know, let's just figure it out later. But that's how like naive I was, you know, but now I don't make those mistakes. And that's where a lot of college students really benefit from. It's one thing to have the income and the salary and you know, however much money and stock options that you're making, but if you don't know how to portion it out, divide it out, allocate those funds to necessary sources, it's not gonna make any sense to you. And you could be literally making more money than a janitor, but he's still living off way better than you because he has no debt. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. So it's really key to really understand the idea and the cycle behind the debt trap, which gets a lot of kids in trouble, unfortunately. So how to start winning now? So I give these options, again, take them with a grain of salt, but this is, I think, it's like the best options. Build your credit smartly. So secure line of credit through a credit card. Get something that you can put like a subscription or two on, your Apple Music payment, Netflix, pay it off every month. It's a low bar of entry. It's secured, meaning that it has a higher limit and a lower interest rate, and it's guaranteed with collateral. Unsecured, it has a lower limit and a higher interest rate. That's like Chase credit cards, these travel cards. They don't have anything that is tied to. Collateral, you can say, hey, mom and dad, be my co-signer on this. Their name is on it. You're building, you have their credit history, and then you're also building your own. So it's a plus to you. Easy just got one, literally. So yeah, exactly. So these are good ways for you to kind of go about that process. Save something, even if it's $10 a week. You know, have those goals. Start learning about investments. Dream bigger than just getting a job. Think business, branding, skills that you can leverage. You know, because especially in SoCal, you need more than one source of income to get ahead. And I feel like a lot of the times, as Nigerians, we're so creative, especially us as Igbos, but our parents kind of shut out those creative avenues that it really hurts us later down the line where we're looking for, let's say, Mom, I want to get into stocks like my friend next door is doing, or I want to get into the real estate, and they're just like, no, stay in your job, make your money, just save it, you know. But there's other ways to really like get ahead, and like I said, real estate is one of them. I'm gonna refresh these slides real quick because some of the pictures I have should be loading. Okay. Where are we at? Okay. And of course, let me know if you have any questions at any time. Okay, good. They're loading now. Okay. All right. So introduction to wealth building, starting with real estate, of course, which is why you guys are here. So why real estate? Number 1, leverage. Number 2, passive income. Number 3, appreciation. Number 4, tax benefits. Real estate offers all of these. Leverage is where you can basically use the refinancing of a property when you get a new loan for that property, and use that money to buy another property. That's leveraging your debt to something that's creating you more income. Passive income, on the 1st of the month or 15th of the month, people are paying you rent religiously. Sometimes somebody's owing, sometimes somebody's late, whatever, but exactly. Uh-huh. Yep, but as long as you're receiving something, you'll be on the receiving side. Once that vacancy is cleared out, you advertise this, somebody will move in. People always need housing. Food, housing, shelter. Always need that. And air and water. Tax benefits. You can write off a lot of things from your real estate. Travel, conferences like these. I just came back from Jamaica this morning at 3 a.m. actually, and I'm writing off the whole trip. And I'm really about to do that because I'm a real estate agent, and it's gonna get even better when I have my house. So I'm gonna be like, hey, this is all business. I was talking business there. I mean, you can't say otherwise. Here's the receipts. But yeah, it's great tax benefits. I'm still learning about them every day, and they really go a long way. Real estate has created 90% of the world's millionaires. Most people, have their foundations in real estate, and they have those core properties that they have that are bringing them continuous income. Even these big time like Hollywood actresses and like actors, they'll buy something for, let's say, $5 million, flip it for 9, 8, and then make the difference, and then just keep moving on. You don't have to be rich to start. Just be strategic, meaning having a plan, which is really the main essence of this. Okay, going back to why real estate is again. This is my dad here, our dad, excuse me. This is from 2 weeks ago from our home buying seminar. He was our guest speaker again, 2 years in a row now. He talked about his journey and how he got started. So the story that I'm about to tell you is he came here in the 1990s, early 1990s, worked 2 jobs for 7 years. But in the first 4 years of those 7 years, he saved up enough for a down payment for a 4-unit. So he bought it in Inglewood. However, he saved up, I think it was like $50K and the house was like $193K. He didn't have enough money to close. But his saving habits were so good and were so just religious that the lender there gave him what's called a second mortgage to supplement what he was owing and to close out the property. So, with that being said, he got into the real estate game just like that because of his habits, persistence, the determination, and resilience. And that was when he closed on the property. It was February 1995. That was when he had his first 4 doors. 30-something years later, he's at 50 doors. 50 doors. So he has leveraged that one property to be where he's at now. He's fully retired. He was a teacher for 30 years, both here and in Nigeria. And he quit security guard job like 25 plus years ago or more. And now he just lives on his real estate. He does whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Easy knows. Yeah, that's when he's paid rent in 30 years. And if you want to know the math on that, if you look at the average rent that people are paying for a 1-bedroom now, which is about $2,000 in like Los Angeles. If you multiply 2,000 by 12, that's $24K in a year. Times 30 years, $720,000 that you're giving to somebody else to pay their mortgage. And that's not including inflation because rent goes up every year. So now imagine you're on the receiving side of that. Imagine somebody's paying you $2K for 12 months for 30 years. That's where the side that he's on, and that's where I'm striving. Well, that's where he wants all of us as his kids to be at, because it's obviously done fantastic for us as a family and for him as a businessman. There's some flexible entry points. So there's different ways to look at real estate. There's house hacking. That's where you buy like a single family home or duplex, and you rent it by like the bedroom. That is like, how they do like in colleges, of course. You just house hack different tenants, pay in different places, whatever. That's a great way. You can buy the home, figure out if it's near to a school like this, Boom, you already got in. Or you can do what he did, which was he bought a 4-unit. He did what's called the BRRRR method. So that stands for buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. So he bought the 4-unit, he lived in one of them, renovated them, rented out all the other units, and then he just kept refinancing every like 5 to 6, 7 years. Meaning he using his money to go from 4 units to 10 units to 20 to 30 to where he's at now. That's the more complicated one, I would say, but it's honestly, I would say, the most beneficial. And it still works tried and true to this day. Even though the prices are higher, the math still works out the same. And then real estate investment trusts or REITs. These are more passive ways. They're more like stocks. You're basically a shareholder of a collection of real estate investments. Where, let's say 200 doors owned by somebody, and they just pay you dividends every quarter from the rents that they collect. So super passive. If you don't want to, it's like a stock market. It's like I don't know if you know about like a mutual fund or like a exchange traded funds. Those are like a group of stocks. Let's say like 500 stocks, and as they all go up and down, you make the profits from those. Yeah. So it's a similar principle here, but just with real estate that you may or may not see. But again, control over your investments versus stock market volatility. So of course, as the owner, you are able to add appreciation, increase rents, take all the tax advantages off of that. With stocks, it's not so much the same. Obviously, you have to passively or actively invest your active income. With real estate, you can use OPM, which is other people's money, to invest and buy other things. So I think that's the bigger advantage here too. My real estate journey currently, so for me, I'm 26. Currently, I'm saving for a 4-unit property, as mentioned. I have an active real estate team at this time. With my 9 to 5, I need one because I can't do everything by myself. So I have a social media manager who plans out all my posts. I have an in-person assistant who helps me out with showings, writing up contracts. I'm still training him on that too. And then virtual assistant as well, who helps me out with like my newsletter, sending emails as they need be. So my mentality right now is using my 9 to 5 to fund my 5 to 9 to become my 24 hours. In the sense of my real estate, my school psychology income, which is great income by the way, and benefits, is being used to fund my team and to build my business. So right now, I'll be straight up, I'm spending maybe about like $1,000 to $1,500 on my team right now per month. But it doesn't hurt me. It's money. That's my money that's being invested back into me. And if I sell a house a month, it's worth every penny. So the goal for that is to get this money for my 5 to 9 to be saved up enough to buy my first 4-unit property. So I need a high down payment to get in. Once I get in, that becomes another vehicle. And then that becomes another income stream on top of my sales and on top of my salary. So you have a triple net salary sources there. And the goal is OPM, which is other people's money. With sales, as a real estate agent, it's up and down, people sneeze, deals fall apart, whatever. But that's not my main concern. My main concern is just being marketed as the guy for my people right now. I sell my 9 to 5, it's comfortable, it's cozy, it's paying me every month religiously. I get an increase every year without doing nothing. And then as I'm saving from that income, plus building my business, eventually is to buy properties that will replace both, and to basically manage the properties and manage my real estate brokerage, and I'm good. So that's my goal, aiming for what's called FIRE, which is financially independent, retire early. That's essentially when you retire. Most people retire at 62, 65, but if you build up such a nice retirement nest fund or a fund, you can retire in like your 40s, 35. Your friends are going. There's an analogy that our dad uses is people are going. You're from LA, right?
Well,
or from what part?
So when I was a baby, I lived in West Covina, moved to Fontana.
Oh.
To 19, and then moved back to LA for college.
Northridge. Oh, you're Northridge. Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys know about the 405, of course.
Yes.
So 405 people are going obviously 6 a.m. to like 9 a.m. It's busy as hell. Mm-hmm. But when you're financially independent, you hit the road when everybody else is like off the road. So 10 a.m. The road is free. You chilling. You going to the gym. There's no worries. You're getting rent from your other properties and all this other stuff. And you are out of what's called the matrix. You're out that bubble, that rat race. And that is when you have true financial freedom because you are able to control your time, which is the mainly comes from controlling your income and your money. Yeah. So again, going back to no matter what you study in school, it doesn't give a damn if you don't have the simple financial principles to follow to get to where you need to be. So again, I study psychology, I got my master's in psychology, and potentially I may do a doctoral in psychology. But the goal is to keep my income doubling every time. So I have more money to invest into my 5 to 9 to build me my 24 hours for my real estate income. So I'm young, it's the best time to do it, no wife, no kids, no mortgage, and I just gotta knock it out. And in my 40s, I can just say, hey, Dad, I'm chilling. Are you chilling? Yeah, okay. Let's go, put me easy, let's go do some golf, you know, at like noon when everybody's working. Exactly. So it's just a mindset shift, you know, and you know, I feel like with our culture too, doctor, lawyer, engineer is so big, which is understandable. They're great careers, they're safe, but no one talks about that extra entrepreneurial route. They don't, and it's like our dad was a teacher and a security guard. Yeah. Security for 7 years. Yeah, and he's outperforming, you know, and on top of that, these other careers, they are more like, first of all, the expenses just to be a doctor is crazy. And the amount of schooling, the amount of schooling you have to do, like, if you come out, what's the difference between a gardener making $200K a year who's debt-free is better off than a OBGYN who's making $250 but that's owing $700,000 in student loans. They're literally worth negative. Then the gardener is worth zero, and he's worth his salary, you know? So it's just a mindset shift, which is why I really want to really aim to focus on and honing on you guys. So I really thank you guys for just coming through for this. My goal is by age 30, have a 4-unit property, live in one, and rent out the other 3. Cash flow for life. 40% of your income goes to your housing. So you earn that back once you buy that property. And so it's like saying, like that math analogy that I gave you is right here. Whatever, that $720,000 is back in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? And I have people who are paying that for me for the rest of my life. Real estate brokerage, and then get my doctoral or my licensed educational psychologist degree. So still gonna be a busy time. And we'll see how things pan out, but God's timing is the best timing. And so I'm gonna just keep riding with that. Last few things, just more actionable steps for you in case you want to take a picture of this or anything, is just check your credit and your debt to income ratios. Of course, keep your credit low. Try to limit how much you take out on student loans. Save for a down payment. Go ahead. Yeah. Could be as low as 3 to 5%, but the lower you go, the higher your monthly payment, and it can knock you out if you're not able to prepare for that. So I say aim for 20% to increase your cash flow. Good? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Diversify into other income streams. So, people have skills, consulting, tutoring, math. What's your major? Health administration. Oh, good. Yeah, people are always gonna need you guys, man. But on the side, still find something like a nice hustle to do. If it doesn't have to be like real estate sales. It could be, there's so many jobs out there. I don't even know. But something will come up. Just to create that extra stream, that extra stream on top of what you already have. Yeah. Connect with a trusted lender and a real estate mentor like me, just to kind of get an idea where you are and how we can kind of get like the ball rolling, and then start learning books, podcasts, local meetups. They're all free. Some of them are available for less than $20. Podcasts are free. Local meetups are free. Books are $20, $15 for real estate stuff. And I have a books that I can recommend to you in a few slides. Plan to buy your first investment property between 3 to 5 years post college. It's totally fine to rent it's totally fine to rent as well, but have a plan. Have like an exit plan. And I always say this quote, but it's really, really true. But mindset and hard work trumps talent when talent doesn't work hard. So like I said, people can study, be the best doctor or the best lawyer, and that's fantastic as well. But if you have 20 to 30 properties, man, and they're making you the same salary as those lawyers, you're better off. Yeah. And you can choose to go, like I said, play golf on the weekends or go to Jamaica like me and come back when you choose to. So, yeah. Here's the books that I recommend. You want to take a picture? Go ahead, man. These are all foundations and what getting me to where I am right now mentally. Set for Life is a fantastic one. You want to know how to live your life moderately. Simple Path to Wealth, Financial Independence, The Richest Man in Babylon, Saving 10% of Your Income. Just really solid books here. Psychology of Money, Think and Grow Rich is like my dad says the second best book next to like the Bible. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a classic. And then once you decide what you want to do, Multifamily Millions and The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Just really get it more into like your psyche. Oh, is this touchscreen? No. Oh, okay. Thought it was touchscreen. I know. A few quotes. It's kind of like frame our mindsets. Number one, building wealth is an act of revolution. Changing lives is an act of love. You are the blueprint. Wealth, health, and purpose are all within reach. You are the bridge between struggle and success. So you really have to understand that mentally, if you can or you can't do it, you're right. You know what I'm saying? So you almost have to trick yourself psychologically that I can. Because trust me, as in me being in both careers, I wanted to quit many times, thinking that I don't know, okay, can I do this? Is it gonna work? But just having just the will and the strength and resilience just to keep going is literally half the fight, you know. And then the rewards reap themselves as you kind of get going in there. So no matter what you choose, having a destination, having a plan, having a strategy goes a long, long way in that. So I want you to keep those in mind as well. I think we're almost done. Oh, client testimonials and some of my past wealth builders, I call them. So people who I helped to buy a home. Oh, okay, sounds playing here. Just some closings I've done in the past. Each one has a unique story to me. That was his first home in Bakersfield. He bought a duplex this past December. He's the current UIULA president.
I would like to say this is my favorite agent, David, right here. The best realtor I've ever met. No joke. He went above and beyond, and without him, I wouldn't have gotten this place. David, thank you for everything you have done. Thank you for sticking through with me through all the bumps, the roads, all the hurdles we went through, sir. I appreciate you as a person, as a friend, and as a realtor. Amen. Chief. Hey!
Yeah, now his place is fully rented, and he's getting income.
How was your experience working with Deuce Dad here?
Yeah, rented last month.
It was good. We love to see it. Thank you guys for trusting in us. Would you guys ask me for like the next person?
Oh, yeah, I like you.
Okay, there we go. We love to see it.
All right. My carousel of closings, I like to call it. This is a home I helped this couple to buy in Long Beach. Single family home. They're engineers. Very, very cute family. They did a really nice dog that's like below in the picture, but it got cut off. These two up here are actually rentals that I helped out in like 2 years ago. Family was looking for a place in Harbor City. Got them that, and this one looking for a place in Inglewood. That baby's so grown now. I just saw them like last year, and now the baby's like 2 and like running. That's my friend Emma. She bought a home in Florida, Tampa, Florida. This is my friend Glory from East Riverside. One of my first independent closings as a realtor, 2022 actually. So she bought her home, and then this is her husband now. They were fiance, engaged, and I helped them to buy a home together in Riverside. And this was my toughest transaction. Well, second toughest now, I feel like, oh my God. Took like 4 months to get them into this home. Their credit was piss poor, like 300s, 400s. We had a miracle. We closed, thank God.
So what was the miracle?
The miracle was the lender somehow was able to get them approved for some kind of down payment assistance program that covered basically the whole house. It was crazy.
Wow.
And their credit was literally in the 400s. It was actually crazy. Yeah, they're a mess, but it's over with.
Lord.
I ain't gonna lie. This is my good friend Andrea. She just gave a testimonial for me at my home buying event this past few weekends ago. She bought a home in Houston, Texas, and so I was there for the closing. And my friend Kenny / great partner of mine out there helped me out with this one. These are the most recent ones. This is actually I wish she was here for this, but this is Nena's family, the co-president for UC San Diego. Mirimuku?
Oh my goodness.
This is her mom and dad.
Who's that? That is
I don't know the mom's first
Charles,
name.
right?
Charles Mirimuku. Yeah.
And then the wife is, what's her name?
I don't remember her name right now. Catherine.
No,
It's Catherine.
Catherine.
I'm pretty sure it's Catherine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my relatives.
Really?
Yeah.
Small world, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I helped them to. I helped them to buy a home. Took a few months, well, a year and a half to look for the perfect.
My parents that picture.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
So those are those are her.
Miriam, yeah, those are parents.
Wow.
They bought a home in November of last year. They want to keep it low key, but so don't share too much. But yeah, this is when we closed on the home in November. Very happy. He's cash flowing right now, like $3K a month, and I helped him to rent out one of the vacant units here. That's the UIU president currently. For UIU LA, bought his home in December, and then these two are the same picture, but just a rental home that I have to work out. For the MC of today, actually, Zane's family, that's his house. His house is the front, and I rented out the one in the back that they're staying at. So, yeah, pretty good on time. Any questions?
You can't answer everything.
Okay.
Hey, when are you getting your doctorate?
I'm still figuring out. Yeah, I figured out the best one, but you know, well, when that time comes,
How long is that?
I don't want to know. It's gonna be a journey. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wish there was more people here because I was giving away money. If you guys refer me to somebody, you guys can get $1,000. Yeah, man. Connect with me on the QR code. Hey, if you know somebody who's looking, bro, I'll give you $1,000, man. Slide you a nice rack.
A nice little rack.
I know that goes a long way in college. That's like 3 months right there. Man, I know that feeling, bro. Trust me. Did you get it?
I did.
Okay. And please leave a review. Let me know your thoughts. This is my Google page. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry, Peaceful?
Peaceful, yes.
Peaceful. Peaceful.
You said it the Nigeria, the real.
Peace vow.
Yes.
Peace vow.
Yes.
I really appreciate you guys. I don't really care about the size of the room. I just want to make sure if it's one person I can impact, it goes a long way.
Honestly, the knowledge that I gained today is worth like $10 million.
I appreciate it. Please tell your friends what they missed,
Yeah.
please, because I know they were tired and all this other stuff.
But it has been kind of a long day.
I understand, but you know, for someone like us professionals coming out, I literally got back from Jamaica at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Barely slept, woke up, did this on the plane, and drove here this morning with the guy next door. So
You're committed.
I'm trying, man, but
I can't flex you, bro.
yeah, hey, it's okay. Let me take a photo with you, bro.
Yes,
Well, I was recording the whole time. That is a wrap.